Please subscribe. Be the first person to see the next video and press like. Thank you. Subscribe.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, all over the world. I am the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We have come to complete the work that the class of 67 started. We have come to fulfill that which has been promised to this very generation. We have come that even the blind may see and even those who are deaf may hear. We have come that those who were previously miseducated may be able to gain the enlightenment of reasonable tutorial on the issues affecting their lives. The whole world is listening, and we shall proceed, of course, very, very gingerly to present to you what we have in store for you this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. Make a few announcements regarding our sit at home that is coming up on the 31st. Lockdown, not even sit at home, lockdown. I have issued the orders to the men on the ground. Not even a cockroach is allowed to cross from one cupboard to the other. Not even cockroach or chicha cannot move from one cupboard to the other. There will be no movement, absolute and total paralysis of activities in the east, in the land of Biafra. Everywhere will be on absolute and total lockdown as we salute those that fell and served us between 1967 to 1970. If you know any veteran around you between now and Monday, please ensure that you visit them. I don't want anybody to lie to say that they served in the very glorious army of Biafra when they didn't do so. We'll remember our veterans, those of them who are still alive. We will celebrate the memory of those that fell in the various battlefields. You must also understand that it was the Third World War. We lost over 5 million people during this very period, of which the world have decided not to talk about for very obvious reasons, because we are Biafrans and because we are the chosen children of God. And also, we fought the whole world. It was the Third World War. Britain was on the side of the Fulani Janjaweed, Gowon-led government. They also managed to convince Russia to join them. It was the only time in the history of the world since the end of the Second World War in 1945 that a free nation like Britain decided to join a communist repressive regime as obtained then in the former Soviet Union in order to oppress a very small country in Africa, because it was at the height of the Cold War, do not forget. But Britain jettisoned and abandoned everything to do with their so-called ideological purity during that very time in order to coerce Russia to support Gowon in order to defeat Biafra, or should I say to prevail over Biafra. They hired Egyptian pilots. OAU was as weak and as stupid as ever, the same way they are this very day, of course, with the exception of Julius Nyerere, and to an extent, should I say, the mediation role played by Emperor Haile Selassie, and of course, a few other, Gabon, for instance, that recognized Biafra, and also Cote d'Ivoire under President Hufet Bernie. The rest of them decided to gang up with the Janjaweed in order to deny us access to weapons, access to food, access to medical care. Some people even said that starvation was a legitimate instrument of war, which of course is a war crime. But all these things happened. There was no international investigation. Nothing was done about it. And today we are here trying to finish what those brave men started very many years ago. I want to also remind all of you that we fought this very Third World War and we held out for 3 years. The Second World War lasted for about 5 years, from 1939 to mid-1945. But only tiny Biafra was able to sustain the might of 3 superpowers to stay afloat for 3 years. Mind you, we were denied access to food, to medical care. We were denied access to weapons. That was when they created the core states. The Cross River State was created, then River State was also created. And isn't it very, very fortuitous that the same man they brought in to preside over River State that was created to spite Biafra, River State that Amechi is jumping up and down. I wouldn't say Amechi, please, I'm so sorry. That the little Hitler, Nwike is jumping up and down today, was created to spite, to divide our people at the height of the war by Gowon. No other person than Gowon, and that is why his land today has been ravaged and taken over by bandits. I must also make it abundantly clear to all of you, especially those of you who are listening, that we are not going to stop until we complete this very work that our fathers, so to speak, started before we came. It is very, very critical that you understand that come 31st, there'll be total lockdown in Biafra land. Absolute cast iron total lockdown. Every living organism, if we find you outside, you're a gunner. As I will always say, ask the zoo police and the zoo army, they will tell you what they're going through. There will be no living organism, no vehicle on the road. Don't come out and be talking rubbish that they, oh, had I known, this thing they are doing, this. We must honor those, because without the class of 1967 to 1970, you will not be alive today. All of us will be alive today. They fought very, very gallantly. They defended our land, and we must honor them. And honor them we shall. Do not make any mistakes about it. You know, they have brought their suicide bombers into our land. The first of them being one idiot called Idi Amin, and fittingly so, of course. The idiot that blew up himself in a Ebonyi state, going to a market to go and kill people. That Dave Umahi quickly swept under the carpet. But we know the truth, and that truth we shall preach on this platform. There will be no movement on the 31st. On the Monday, our activities will start on the 30th. We shall observe, we shall pray. And on the night of the 30th, we're going to have a candlelight vigil everywhere. Candlelight vigil everywhere. Most churches that are going to be opened on Sunday, this coming Sunday, please, you are going to pray for this safe repose of the soul of those that died during the war. We must also remember those of them, including Ikonso, that have died ever since, trying to defend our land from the ravages and excesses of Fulani Janjaweedism. We must also remember men of Eastern Security Network who are today protecting our land against the threat of invasion from Fulani Janjaweed government of the Zoological Republic. Of course, their front men, they tried to use Miet Yala. They failed completely and woefully. We defeated them. Now they are trying to use their foot soldiers, of course, the terrorists that they recruited into the army and into the police. What we want Dave Umahi to understand is very, very simple. You are going to lose eventually. Nobody fights their people and wins. It's impossible. Go through history, you will see it. Dave Umahi, you're a loser. That presidency you're gunning for, you can see how it has just evaporated before your eyes. You will be consigned to the dustbin of history, to the dustbin of irrelevance. You are a very foolish and stupid man, and we are going to prove it to you. All that your nonsense with Fulani Islamic Bank is not going to work in our land. Ebonyi is the land of Biafra, and we have fought very, very gallantly to defend it, and there is absolutely nothing yourself or any other individual, for that matter, can do about it. Because here, everything we tell you comes to pass. Everything I tell you on this noble platform comes to pass. And I want to remind that very idiot, there's a very foolish man, the vice chancellor, they say, of Nnamdi Kanu University. We've been told that this very man have scheduled an exams on the 31st, the day that we announced our sit at home. Or should I say total lockdown of Biafra land. It is a total lockdown, not even sit at home, total lockdown. Anything outside that day is a gunner. The vice chancellor of Nnamdi Kanu University wants to test his popularity, and we shall make him very famous. Since he wants to be very famous, he wants to attract perhaps 1 or 2 loans or grants from Fulani Janjaweed, the same way that Umahi did, by being against his people, so he can collect loans from Islamic Bank to build 1 or 2 flyovers and deceive the idiots that wish to be deceived, but not us. Well, I want to make it very clear to this very monkey, this very idiot of the VC of Nnamdi Kanu University. His name is Charles Okechukwu Esimone, whatever the idiot. I don't care to know where he comes from. Tell this idiot, tell this fool, whoever knows this vagabond, go and tell him. If he wants, I'm not going to say much. Go and put exams on Monday. You see what will happen to you. And those people who will be foolish enough to wish to participate, try it and you will see what will happen to you. Then you will understand how serious we are. You will understand how serious we are, that we are not joking, that we are very, very serious, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop the 31st of May this year from being observed as the main day. We sit at home, or should I say, we lock down everywhere, an act of respect to those that fell, that we may live, they died, that we may live, and we must honor them every blessed year in perpetuity, forever and ever. If our sit at home, if our 30th of May falls on a Shabbat or falls on a Sunday, we choose a date to sit at home, which is normally the next working day, that the world may see the impact of what we are doing. We are not trying to deride the 30th of May. No, it stays that way, very holy, very sacred, sacrosanct, so to speak. But the real deal will take place on the 31st, when the entirety of Biafra land will be under lock and key. Complete and total lockdown. Complete and absolute lockdown. The name of this idiot is Charles Okechukwu Esimone. If you know him, tell him that this is what Nnamdi Kanu said this morning. That Ogogoro, I don't know, maybe he drinks Hennessy. I don't know, maybe he smokes goof, weed. Tell him that by Monday, that weed would have cleared from his eyes. If he feels it's very tough, he wants to maybe go and bring the new, is it Yahaya, the new chief of army staff, to come and protect him. Then he will better, let me advise him that he better run back to the north. In Sharia North, because when I'm in the North, I'm talking about the 12 or 13 Sharia states in the core Arewa North, not Middle Belt. He should go there and become a vice chancellor, not in Biafra land. I have not heard from him, so I will give him the benefit of the doubt by asking him that he should refrain from the madness that he's about to embark upon. Every school will be closed down. Any principal, any headmaster, any headmistress, any fool that opens his school on Monday, then you will know how upset we are with some of you ifulefus and grammarian. These are fools that only specialize in writing grammar. They know nothing. Nothing comes out of it. Is there electricity in Unizik one? Is there any light there? Is there any running water? Can you use the toilet and be able to flush it in Unizik? You cannot, because you're in a zoo. Mad people everywhere. Set exams that they can take a walk, idiot. Everywhere will be on lockdown on the 31st. Everywhere will be on total lockdown on that very day. I don't want any student of the Faculty of Education to go there to write any exams on that very day. Let me see how they're going. Let me see the teachers or lecturers or whoever that will come out and say, in fact, get me anybody you see outside, inside Unizik. Anybody you see walking around, any lecturer, please forward his name or her name to me, or their names to me. We are here to defend our people. We saved you people from the, should I say, from the Islamic rule of Miet Yala in Ebonyi State. If not for ESN, if not for IPOB, Ebonyi State by now will be under Miet Yala rule. The same way that Plateau State is, the same way they're trying to force Benue State to be. Without Eastern Security Network and IPOB, by now, most of you will be refugees in Amazonia. Therefore, when we ask you to sit at home and do nothing, you sit at home, please. We know what we are doing. We are the ones fighting and protecting your lives all these years. If not for what we are doing, of course, by the grace of the Almighty in heaven, by now our land would have been overrun. If not for what we are doing, the whole of Nigeria, the whole indigenous populations will be under the yoke of Fulani Caliphate. When you wake up in the morning, for goodness sake, say a prayer for IPOB, say a prayer for Eastern Security Network. They are your saviors that you can see with your two eyes. That Nigeria is talking about restructuring is because of IPOB, nobody else. No other bagger is because of IPOB. If you don't know, let me tell you. You must be grateful. And we are here today because of what our fathers did between 67 and 70. And we must honor them. It's the right thing to do. Everywhere in the world they do so. We must honor them. That's precisely what Monday is all about. For those who don't understand. If you like, you come out and anything that happens to you, you will. Don't allow for anybody to say, oh, we told you. After they finish with the army and the police, they will come after you. I am warning you now, do not come out. It's for your own good. We must remember it was this same IPOB that started this very tradition of making sure that our land is secure. That you remember those that fought and died for you. It is IPOB, no other person, no other group of people. It is this same noble family that God Almighty in heaven, out of his infinite mercy, decided must come into existence. If you don't know, let me tell you. They were there all this while doing Hanese, doing one rubbish or the other. Nobody remembered those that fought and died for them. An act of wickedness and treachery of the highest order. Zoo, they do their own every 15th of January. They remember those that came into your land to kill you, but you cannot remember those that fought and died for you. What sort of people are you? Anyway, no wonder they've been killing you, all of you, until we came. Or should I say, until Chiko Kikabiyama determined that we should come. Do you know why they put Children's Day on the 27th of May? Do you know why they put Children's Day on the 27th of May? It was on the 27th of May that the Consultative Assembly of the old Eastern region sat together in Enugu and decided and gave Ojukwu the mandate to declare Biafra, which he did on the 30th of May. Some of you don't know this. To take away the importance of that very day, to take away the importance of that very day, the zoo put Children's Day on the 27th of May. Some of you don't even know. You're saying, oh, 27th of May, Children's Day. You don't know why they did it. This morning, I am telling you the reason why they did it. And before I go any further, I hope it's very clear now. I said lockdown, not even sit at home. Lockdown. Lockdown. If your neighbor wants to go out that day, complete and total lockdown. After all, during the height of the COVID, they stole all your relief they were supposed to give to you. Did you come outside? During the lockdown of COVID, the Chinese virus, did you come out? Did you come out? I'm asking you. You never came out. Now you are going to sit at home on the 31st of May to honor those that you should have been honoring every day of your lives. Every blessed day of your lives, you ought to be honoring. I understand that one idiot, I don't want to mention the buffoon's name, is talking about people should come out that they have secured. It's a now will come out in Imo State now. Come out in nowhere on Monday. Come out, let us see. You have yourself to blame. Everywhere is on a lockdown. Every road closed. I want every road to be closed. Go into all the young people in every village. Go to the bush, cut down trees, big ones, block every road. Then we trap any vehicle stupid enough will be trapped inside the truck on their hawk. Then both the driver and the passengers. God will punish all of you. No movement, I said. No aircraft. Go if you know Airpeace. If you know any aircraft operator, tell them no flight is coming into Owerri. No flight into Enugu. No flight into Asaba. That's what I said. No flight should come in. None whatsoever should come in. For their information, no flight should come in. I understand people that work in the oil sector may want to fly into Iwacha. That is their prerogative. We don't want to stop them. They're doing vital economic work, believe it or not. But in the core areas I've just mentioned, no flight should come in. I said no flight should come in. And no movement on the road. I want all the young people everywhere across the whole of Biafra land, from Bakassi all the way to Goromigodo, block every road. I want every major road blocked. Blocked. No movement anywhere. There will be one idiot that day who will say, when Hemegano, nothing is happening, let's go out. Then your family will bury you.
Please subscribe. Be the first person to see the next video and press like. Thank you. Subscribe.